About a year and a half ago when the pandemic started is when I kind of really started diving into YouTube drumming and kind of discovered the culture. And one of the people I found kind of early on was Adam Tuminaro at theorlandodrummer.com. I will link his channel in the description below, and I will also link the video that I'm referencing in the description below. He had a video on there, it's probably a couple years old at this point. It was called The Perfect Pattern. Now granted, no pattern is perfect or imperfect, but his point was he found this particular sticking pattern that he could use in a fill that just laid in really nice. It was just really easy and it was versatile. It was an easy to move around the kit fill. So I immediately wrote that down along with some other licks that I'd found from some other YouTube drummers that I was really fond of. And I started working on that one. But I carried it far past what he did in his lesson. So granted, some of this is a little bit over the top in the lesson. The movie trailer voice talking about one perfect pattern.
What if there was one pattern? One sequence of notes that eclipsed all others. A curated combination of limb movements that house the key to musical freedom known only by an innate few. A pattern comprised of rights, lefts, and kicks that would unlock the mysteries of the rhythmic cosmos.
I hope, Adam, you did that on purpose. However, I found it really useful to go beyond what he presented in that lesson and kind of carry it to the next obvious progression beyond what he presented. So in this lesson, am going to use Adam Tuminaro's perfect pattern and go beyond that basic sticking. In the lesson he presented, he moved it around the kit, but he never changed up the sticking and he never displaced it. So for those of you who don't know what displacement is, it's simply starting and ending a given lick in a different spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that perfect pattern, and in addition to revoicing around the kit, I'm also going to try and explore using different stickings, because a particular sticking pattern limits you in terms of choices because you have to go with what makes sense with that given sticking pattern. So we're going to try and mix it up again a little bit here and there. So stay tuned. Okay, so what is his perfect pattern? According to Adam, it's right, left, left, where the two lefts are played as ghost notes, followed by two kick drums, and then right, left, kick. So we're gonna take that and do a little bit of a deeper dive, trying to start in different points of that pattern, and also trying to revoice it with different stickings so we can create different orchestrations around the kit. Whereas our choices would be limited if we stuck to that particular sticking. I will also, you'll note, at some points change up where I'm putting the accents. Sometimes if I change up the sticking, you may discover that you can change where the accent is and it gives it a whole new feel. So in order to avoid my past practices of getting just too long and involved with the lessons, I've kind of consolidated the way I'm demonstrating things. So you will get the initial pattern played on snare drum and kick drum, and I will demonstrate it at varying tempos. But then once I go into the displacements, I'm going to stick to one tempo the entire time, and I'm going to just run through it all in one shot. I'm going to start with just snare drum and kick, then I'm going to start to orchestrate it around the kit, then I'm going to change up the sticking pattern. And there will be some screw ups in there. Enjoy. So, what do you think? Is it a perfect pattern? There's really no such thing, of course, but there are some patterns that we as drummers will kind of gravitate towards and that work really well for us as players. The great thing about this one is, if it's not quite working for you, change up the sticking and try it a different way, but using that same basic principle. Of course, I highly encourage you to follow the link below and go check out Adam's original lessons. Really interesting stuff, and I would check out his channel too. All right, so we've reached the conclusion. So many of you probably have just been lurking on this YouTube channel, getting more information, and you want to get better at the drums, or you want to learn more about drumming in general. Maybe some of you are ready to take that next step and looking for a private teacher. As I always say, this is why I do this. This is why I have that channel. I love imparting information, and I love encouraging that exploration of the instrument. So if you're interested in finding a teacher and you think maybe you want to study with me, I will, as always, put my personal contact information in the description below, and you can reach out to me and maybe we can wind up doing something either in person or virtual. Or if not, and you just want to continue lurking, that's cool too. All right, dudes, I'll see you next time. Peace.